really nice to be here at the OpenRadioss Users Day. So I think I will open up for discussion here today. What is the role of academia and OpenRadioss development? But I think academia has an important role. So we'll come back with that. So outline, I will start with an introduction, a little bit of myself and go back 2 years back in time to Singapore, and then we traveled to Gothenburg. And then I will invite you to a workshop. I will come back in details how to work with that. But you can have your phones ready. So we're gonna have some questionnaire online. And the people at home, you can also answer online. So tomorrow we have the 15th International Conference on Shock and Impact Loads and Structures. So it will be Thursday, Friday. And 2 years ago, it was held in Singapore. Actually, we have the founding chairman in the audience. Francis T.S. Luke, would you say hello to everyone? So really nice to see you here at the OpenRadioss Users Day. And my colleague Leo Line, who had the presentation this morning, was in Singapore, and he got an invitation from Francis to, can you have a conference in Gothenburg next time? So Leo brought the question back. So yes, Fjällbacka, a beautiful city in the west coast of Sweden. And we are the shockwave groups, so they call us the summit we have every year. And we have 2-day summit in our research group. We discuss ongoing research, and also I think it's important to step back and look what future activities we would like to do. So this is a very important strategy discussions we have 2 days. And in 23, we started to planning Silos Conference 50. And then we want to modernize the concept. So we had added a conference team on shock and impact learning structure with machine learning applications. So those who will attend the conference, there will be a session of machine learning and some keynote speak. And then we had a vision to actually have OpenRadioss Users Day 25. So we reached out to Marianne and Eric. So, and here we are today. So we're very pleased to have the OpenRadioss in connection with the Silos conference. I think Chalmers stands for open research. So this going to be a wonderful day for hopefully OpenRadioss for Chalmers. A little bit of my research. I worked with shock and impact loads and structures. That took my PhD in 2004. We worked quite a lot with experimental modeling and numerical modeling. So we work as a PhD student. I remember that I got stuck with subroutines in existing software, and that was quite frustrating sometimes. I wish there would be as open source that I could go to the source and actually modify the existing models or even implement own models. And I think OpenRadioss really open up for that. So I think it's a unique opportunity to modify, to improve and implement new material models. And this is for research, it's a very good tool actually. And this I think it will accelerate significantly the research, and then we can share ideas, knowledge by open source code. A little bit before we start with the workshop. So Chalmers has a 20-year vision for that. So we want to be a globally outstanding university of technology for a better world. So this is a really big words, and you have to take it to pieces. And how can we, each person, work to gain the actual Chalmers vision? And if you look up further in the vision, so academic quality at the highest European level is a goal that Chalmers has put up. And highly effective utilization that fulfills social needs, I think, what is in the industry or society, both short and long term. And the academic you can divide to excellent research and world-class education. So, and utilization, that's what's the needs of society. So we're going to discuss these three in the workshop here today. And focus will be then on advanced material modeling, which is actually essential part of the research we do at Chalmers. That's only one part. Of course, we are experimental work with cybersecurity, etc. But when we look at structural response, advanced material models are really important in our research. So I put up 3 questions that we will shortly discuss together. So what is the role of academia in OpenRadioss development? And so the question, how can academia contribute to accelerating OpenRadioss development and research? And then how can OpenRadioss be integrated in the education? And how can you utilize OpenRadioss to benefit society and industry? So now I would like to invite you to the workshop. So you can take your phone and download Socrates student app. I use this very much in my teaching with my students. So I ask questions, they can answer with your phones. They go to the App Store and download Socrates student. Or you can just open the software. And the first question, just a warm-up question. So what is your current employment? You work in a university or research institute, or in the public sector, or if you're especially program developer or other consultant, private company, or other employment. So you may answer with your phones. We have 30% are from university or research institutes. And about half is actually from a consultant or private companies. And then we have a few from the public sector, and 1/10 approximately is program development. We have quite spread of different employments here today. So now I think you can think 1 minute before you answer, and you can also discuss with your neighbor. So how can academia contribute to the development of the OpenRadioss? And think about content here can be suitable. For instance, we have a seminar is more presentation of research project. A workshop is kind of hand-on exchange experience in very narrow topic. It could be a material model, or it could be any online event. And you may discuss also with each other. And then before you answer, what you will take. We have a lot of ideas here that can use for future activities. So in our education active, train students to use code, develop, implement, and validate material models. Use OpenRadioss finite element courses. Conferences. This is a perfect opportunity. Combine conference with OpenRadioss user day. Anyone who would like to share your idea with each other? Please, you're free. Do you have any online activities that you work in OpenRadioss? Like communities, for instance? I think this is very good input for future activities. We can work with workshops, seminar, work with material modeling, using finite element courses. So next question maybe is a little more difficult. So how we can integrate OpenRadioss in education. It could be a lecture about finite element modeling or supervise the activities in computer lab. I will restart the question here. So now we're teaching how to give a good example so we can utilize OpenRadioss for the future engineers. You can also discuss with each other if you like. I think that's a very good example. We can use that in a master thesis, and you actually can work almost half one semester on the topic. Then you can use OpenRadioss in the. So I think that's very good suggestion. So here are several good suggestions. I can use OpenRadioss, a finite element course that you actually dig into the code, where the students can learn how to use the code. There's also the proposal of using in master thesis. And many suggestions of using computer labs, and then you can actually work hands-on with OpenRadioss. This one I think is good to explain actually how a software code works in education. That can be used for program developers, people that work with material modeling. I think we have got in a few minutes very good ideas how to work actually in future collaboration in both research and education. What is hackathons? Okay.
Contest.
Yeah. Thanks. It was a new word for me actually.
Let's say mechanical engineering and also let's say computer science, because you can address both.
Exactly. I think in the structural engineering we use coding as well. We can use that in more advanced in master level. So in the master thesis, for instance, the students learn Python today. So we have this in our master education, and the master students can actually work with program. I think this is a very good idea to continue with. And then we have anyone want to add something on the discussion or the education? And the final question here, how can we use OpenRadioss to utilize practical in the society to give some, that's one of Chalmers' goals also to work digitalization. We work to research education, but one of the large goals is actually to give something to the society. And alumni is for students that have taken the degree. So it could be a course for practical engineering for design, blast impact, loading, concrete structures, for instance. So you may discuss and give some examples how that can be utilized in the society. Take 1 minute and then you can respond. Here we have a little bit different alternative, start up smaller companies. I'm not sure what the sky is the limit. I'm not sure. Okay, no, that's a good one. Calibration sensor. Of course, it's so great, especially meeting people and networking. Internship, engineering companies, training courses for professionals, shock and impact. I think we are discussing our research group that I think now we are preparing for crisis. I think in Europe and worldwide, and I think we need to educate our engineers in the society. We could have courses at Chalmers for engineers. We can to be better in our design of predictive structures. This is something we have discussed. So having courses for professional, I think that's a very good idea. We have also discussed. Also the MOOCs course, I think, could be even wider to more larger population. Anyone want to bring something else that would be important for the society? Some concluding remarks. So I think academia play a role in OpenRadioss development, but also for academia it's very important to actually have a source code that's open. I think this is a really true win-win situation. So the research actually can accelerate and we can learn from each other, use other models. And also we can contribute in our education to teach our common engineers and also in the industry. So I think we have got a lot of good feedback today. How we can continue to work with the collaboration. And again, thanks Marianne, Eric, and Thierry and Adrian for helping. You saw the presentation with Thierry and Leo this morning. This was a perfect example of a fruitful collaboration. So thank you very much.